Hey MGTOWs, this is Vincent. Boy, let me tell you, the cancer treatments that I'm getting are alternative, and they are certainly not full strength chemo or anything. But altogether, for the last few weeks, I've been taking them, and it's been wearing on me, and I've been getting more and more tired. And it's kind of unusual for me to be this tired. And it's like, it's an interesting experience. Saturday, I was just slammed hard. As you can see, I'm reusing a catheter for my IV again. And the thing is, tomorrow is one of the biggest treatment days of the whole thing. It's like this is going to be the last week of treatments, and basically I go to the hospital tomorrow, and then I get sedated, and I go into extreme hypertherapy, and that's where they bump your temperatures up like way up above fever temperatures, and basically, and at the same time, they put the low dose sugar targeted chemo, which is attracted to sugar. I mean, which is bonded with sugar, and then your cancer cells suck it up because they're hungry for sugar. So tonight he said eat a light dinner and skip breakfast tomorrow, and I'll just go there fasted, and then I get the hyperthermia plus the low dose chemo, and I believe at that time they also reintroduce all of the T cells, which they've been manufacturing with their medical their medical whatever, I was looking for that word where they turn gold into lead into gold, alchemy, yeah. Where they've been doing the medical alchemy to replicate all those T cells, and then they're going to dump all that in, and then I have and I'll be doing an overnight at the hospital, and then tomorrow I'll be limping my ass out of there, and then I have a few more treatments until I'm done on Friday, and I think that that's probably going to be pretty traumatic. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to extend my stay here by another week in this place, and see if I can recover a little bit and go buy a few things at Costco, maybe like some, like maybe some better jeans. I only got one good pair with me. And then, do my laundry, and then next week I'll investigate the possibilities of traveling to Guadalajara from here. And that's going to be interesting to do, because I've never flown through a Mexican airport to another Mexican airport before, so that should be interesting. Then in Guadalajara, I'll probably either get an Airbnb or rent a room for a while, and I'll probably just land in a hotel and then get my bearings, and then probably do the look at something a little more permanent. Well, not a little bit less temporary, like a couple of months, maybe 3. Because honestly, I do not want to go back to cold, rainy, wet, locked down, riot-prone Washington State when I can stay here, Bitcoins have been doing very well. I'm very happy with that. Some people say we've reached the all-time high again. Other people are saying we reached like within $20 of it. And then we had a pullback, and now we're still above 19 grand. But geez, you know, that's awesome. And once we go past the all-time high, it'll be in the news. Then it'll be like 2016 all over again, because it was starting to ramp up pretty. Once we hit the all-time high in 2016, the price, you know, continued pretty energetically from there all the way up to the all-time high, which was about 20 grand. Whew. And anyway, so it's going to be interesting to watch. Last time it was an entirely different market. It was almost entirely retail, because corporations really had no way to buy Bitcoin because they couldn't just throw it in a Trezor and then toss it in their safe, because there's all kinds of legal custody things and trustees and whatnot, but now they've got Grayscale and other methods, so they can basically custody the Bitcoin and hold it and own it as much as a company owns anything, and then they can basically you know, enjoy the run up from there. But it's a different market. Before, it was just retail, pretty much almost entirely retail, and there was very little corporate in it. But now it's almost entirely corporate, and retail hasn't even begun to get into it. And I'm not even sure how much retail is available, because, well, you know, maybe there is retail available, because the people who are most likely to buy Bitcoin are the people who have a little more practicality and intelligence going for them. So they will tend to have jobs which are less likely to be ended by the lockdown. And the people who wouldn't be likely to buy it in the first place, they're doing things like gender studies and you know, teachers and you know, stuff like that, things that tend to get locked down. So a lot of those people are probably out of work, but you know, those people wouldn't be buying Bitcoins anyway. They're totally clueless. So basically, over the next 18 months or so, I'm expecting like a very nice bull market, possibly ending or topping out temporarily at about maybe 300 grand or something. And then we might have a pullback. But the thing is, corporate is involved so heavily that they tend to smooth things out, right? Whereas normal people, they're like really flighty and emotional, and they buy like insanity all the way up, and then they sell at the bottom, and it's just, and you know, it's a lot more rough, right? And volatile. But with corporate involved, it's going to be a lot more smooth, I think. As I was saying, Citigroup was calling for 20% inflation next year, and I think it's going to be more like 35. And it's going to be interesting to see how all these welfare mothers and whatnot react when their EBT and their checks for their rent and whatnot will be buying gradually over the year like 35% less. And eventually, I'm hoping that single mother will not be a good career option for a lot of them. But honestly, in Brazil, as one of my favorite YouTubers, which I can't even think of right now, he was talking about how a lot of poor women in Brazil, you know, have kids out of wedlock, but you know, probably not a lot of welfare for them over there. So who knows? That maybe, you know, stupid will go on as long as it can. It won't go on forever. So another interesting thing, I noticed that some of the MGTOW YouTubers that I am subscribed to, even them, if you say something a little bit wrong in the comments, YouTube will like hide your comment. And I'm thinking, it's my suspicion that a lot of these people are not aware that you can look at all your comments at once for all your videos and pull the spam out, and if something's listed as spam or possibly spam or held for review or something, it goes away and they might not know where it goes. But the thing is, I don't know. I might as well show you on my laptop here. You guys probably know, but I figured I'll just show you anyway. In order to access all those old messages, you could just go to your channel page up here, and then give it a click, and then go to YouTube Studio, give it a click, and then go to Comments. And this allows you to access all of your channel comments, although there may be ones that are deleted, but that even we can't reach here. But you've got the main ones, right? The ones that are published, and you can go through, and even for videos that are like a year, several years old, if somebody leaves a comment there, it'll show up and you can be alerted to it. Then you don't have to depend on the YouTube alerts to alert you to it. And then if you go to held for review, these are the ones that YouTube has decided to hold for review. So you can go through and pull those out if you want. Then it says likely spam. And you can do the same thing here. So I find it to be a much more convenient place to look at all my comments and be alerted by all my comments, and basically give them I basically thumb up and love pretty much every single video. I mean every single comment I get, because, well, what do you say? Why not? I love getting comments, and when I love a comment, I hit the love button, and somebody has to be kind of obnoxious in order for me to not love their comment. And then it kind of looks lonely all by itself, being the only one that doesn't have a heart on it. But it's kind of my way of letting them know that they done screwed up. So yeah, I'm sitting here in like, my energy level is about 60% of what it normally is. And I basically, I'm going to eat lightly tonight, and then I'm going to go there tomorrow to the hospital fasted. And the thing is, a big part of the reason you go fasted is because you're using the low-dose sugar-targeted chemo. And if you don't have any sugar in your bloodstream, or low sugar in your bloodstream, then the sugar-targeted chemo with the sugar, right, shows up to the cancer cells more, and then they'll suck it in more, and mission accomplished. They'll do the apoptosis thing when they suck in that chemo, and then maybe those little baggies around my dead tumors in my liver will melt away, and then my body can basically break down all that dead material once my system can access those areas again. So that's about it. So as I was saying, I've got the PET scan revealed something like 4 or 5 liver tumors, and a a couple of lymph nodes that appear to be cancerous, and one small tumor in my lung. I don't feel any of it. I generally, when I'm not under all these treatments, I feel friggin' amazing. But basically, so there's that. So tomorrow, I mean, once I get all those T cells in, it's supposed to create a sort of a feedback effect, right? All those T cells hit the tumor cells, and then they attack, and then then they do what they're supposed to do, and then they come off of the tumors somehow, and then as the immune cells attack them, and then the other, I think they call leukocytes or something, but then they attack and they get the T cells again, and then they create more of that type of T cell, and it becomes like a big feedback loop, which acts a lot like a vaccine against cancer. So there's that. So over the next, I'm going to finish out the treatments after I get out of the hospital, finish out the week, and I'm going to see about extending my stay here by another week, so I can catch my breath and do a little shopping and get a little more comfortable and recover a little bit, and then I'll be experimenting or researching about how I'm going to fly to Guadalajara, and then, or even if I can, and then probably land in a hotel there, get my bearings, and shop for a room of some kind. So there is that. I was talking to MGTOW Monger today, and he sent me some videos of the place that he's going to be renting, but it's definitely a work in progress, and I am not ready to live there. I wouldn't be comfortable there because it's just not, ready enough, right? So I'll just live in a room or a hotel or elsewhere, but then kind of might be an interesting project to get involved in. And what else am I going to do for 3 months while I'm waiting for the the lockdown in Peru and all that to end? And then basically, yeah, that's the plan. So MGTOW's, pardon the low energy video. About the only thing I'm going to do today is just surf on the internet, and then I think in the morning I'll probably change my colostomy bag and disc as a courtesy to the medical people, and then basically I'll go in tomorrow and get my hyperthermia, and then yeah, that's the plan. Okay, MGTOWs, that's about all I got for you, and don't get married.